Hey, recently I got the verification for making thumbnails in this channel, and I thought I might as well try to use this channel to make simpler videos that I can just record with my voice with improvisation, maybe telling some story times and some more personal stuff. I didn't really know where to begin, so I thought about making a story time and talking a bit about the consequences of bullying someone until they try to change even their own voice. I know that's a very strong premise to begin with, but I thought that this may even help me get over some of my own stuff. I've been a little bit stressed lately, I'm dealing with a lot, and I thought maybe recording my thoughts and putting them out online would be a good idea. Besides, even if these videos get popular, I may reach monetization, so that's good. I don't really know where to begin with stuff like this, so I guess I could just begin by the start. When I was a kid, I used to have a very high pitched voice, even higher than the one you're hearing right now. When I was younger, I was severely bullied by a lot of classmates. One of the things that they used to bully me the most was calling me a monita china. That's a Spanish kind of thing, which is a little bit racist term to refer to Japanese anime. I was also called like this because I have very narrow eyes, so I look like a Japanese person when I was small, and adding that with my voice and my mannerisms, which I'm actually autistic, so I would move my hands and make a lot of exaggerated poses, I guess you could say. Because of autism, and you add that with the high pitched voice and with the eyes being narrower, and you got a lot of kids that think it's very funny to make fun of someone else. I was already bullied for for a lot of reasons, really. Most of them because I was just a very sensitive kid. But one of the things that everyone really pointed out about me is that I have a very high pitched voice. I have to admit that even if at some point I liked my voice, I started to hate my voice because I couldn't bear the bullying that I was receiving ever since I was a kid. Quite frankly, even thinking about it now, I don't think that my voice is that high pitch. At least compared to other people like Wolfie Chu. She does have a very high pitched voice, and I think it's beautiful. In my case, I don't think I have that high pitch of a voice. But over time, once you get told over and over again that you're faking it, that you're doing it for attention, that you just want to be a pick me, you kind of start to hate every single part of how you speak. So at some point, when I was minor, I tried to change my voice. At first, I tried to lower my voice. I did search for a couple of tutorials on how to do it, but I couldn't make my voice lower than, what you can hear right now. This is my natural voice, my current natural voice. It wasn't always like this, but I'm going to get that a little bit later. I tried lowering my voice, but doing it incorrectly eventually got that. I got a lot of hurt in my voice, so I tried to speak lower to seem normal to other people, but simply I couldn't manage to do it properly, and it just ended up sounding very bad. The second thing that I tried to attempt was recording videos. I tried to record videos of myself and try to put them at a lower velocity. In fact, every now and then I do that from my main channel, Sophie Star Drop. Mostly because sometimes I sound either really fast or really high pitch, and even now I'm still kind of self-conscious about it. So I try to lower the velocity, and that sometimes can make it sound a little bit deeper and even a little bit normal, I guess you could say. Even then, that couldn't do much for things such as live streams like the ones that I do every now and then on that channel. I didn't really know what to do at that point other than just accept that I have a high pitched voice that I can't change. However, there is one thing that I honestly really regret, and it's kind of what made me make this video. When I was in college, I was studying a career that I was not so convinced about for several reasons. Most of them had to do with the people. I really liked the career itself, I liked the art behind it. However, there's a lot of things that were not very pleasant about the college. And one of those things was the easier access to drugs. Pretty much there was a drug dealer at every single part of that college campus. Because of that, a lot of my classmates were either drug dealers or drug users, and I just didn't want to vibe with that. I did manage to get to meet someone at that university, and we did begin dating a little bit later. He was kind of my only friend at the time. He's now my ex, obviously. But he was a smoker. I honestly didn't like that he smoked, but I kind of just tolerated it because it was a thing he was doing, and I couldn't even speak with anyone anyway, so I didn't want to get into smoking. He did tell me to try it, but I wasn't so convinced. But there was one thing that convinced me to smoke, or at least give it a try, which was that if I smoked, I could lower my voice. It is a thing about smoking. I don't know if it's like something that you can check out on the internet about like a side effect, but when you smoke, your voice gets lowered. For it's worth, I never really had a lot of money, so a lot of those smokes were things that other people from the campus gave to me. I just accepted it. They were always willing to give something, probably because that would give more business to themselves or to a friend or something. He was pretty bad. Obviously, eventually I dropped it, but I did continue to do it mostly in social situations because I wanted to lower my voice so people would take me seriously. A lot of people don't really know how bad it is that you cannot even walk to a store without people assuming that you're a kid just because of your voice. A lot of people don't know that. And now that I'm on the internet, I've received a lot of criticism about my voice. A lot of people telling me that I'm faking it, that I'm a pygmy, that I speak higher pitch just because I want to be something or somewhat. I'm just tired of that. People don't know the lengths someone will go just because of bullying. And in my case, this voice that you're hearing right now is even lower than my original voice, and I don't think I can ever go back to that, not normally anyways. But I guess that's just how things are. This is my very first video, so I didn't want to make it long. I didn't want to give the story too many twists and turns. It's more so straightforward. Besides, it's never really too easy for me to speak about my past. I don't have a lot of good things to say about it, and most of them is kind of traumatic to speak about. So if I don't speak about it often, it's just because I don't really have anything good to say. I don't know if I'll make this into like a series or something, like a storytime series. I don't even know if people are going to watch this. I don't know if they'll care. But maybe it'll be a good thing for me to just talk about some stuff, just let it flow, and just, yeah. Let's see if people enjoy this. We're not really doing okay. But I want to believe doing stuff like this will help me deal with my own stuff. So thank you for watching, and thank you for listening to this small audio. Goodbye!